Hi, I'm Izuku Midoriya, and I'm the #1 hero. And this is the story of how I found out I'm an Uchiha.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Neon Pow here, and today we're doing part 5 to What If Deku Was an Uchiha. That meaning, if you have not seen the previous parts, I highly recommend you do so, and a link to that playlist will be in the description and in the card above, so make sure to check that out. Also, I like to welcome all the new peeps that have joined the Pow Fam community. I know you guys have come here from far and wide, and I'm happy to have you. With that, we're going to be celebrating with 100 likes to try to smash on the goal of this video. I know there's a bunch of you guys out there that should easily be able to hit that because I know you guys are beasts. So let's see what you can do. Also, if you have not joined the Discord server, it's a ton of fun and that's where you can get a bunch of updates and interact with me. So I highly recommend you join the Discord server, and the link to that will be in the description underneath that like button. So without further ado, let's go and hop into the video. We last left off with All Might and All For One having faced off against each other in an explosive battle. As you guys might recall, All Might ended up being the victor of the battle, but at the cost of having the few flames he had left from his quirk extinguished. All the students involved in the incident were sent back home with classes being cancelled for the day. Deku gets a message from All Might asking that they meet at the beach where it all began. Deku rushes to see him and is glad to see he is okay, but once he gets close enough, All Might unleashes a classic Texas smash, in his weak form of course, onto Deku's face. He does so because of Deku's recklessness in the incident. He lectures him about not obeying All Might and getting himself into a dangerous situation which could have gotten him and his friends killed. But at the same time, he's extremely proud that he was able to deal with the situation without getting into a fight and able to escape on his own along with his friends. Where it becomes clear that this means the end, as All Might being the signal of peace and the start of Midoriya's path to become it. After having dealt with the aftermath of the battle, UA had to address the issue that many of the concerned parents had of their children attending UA. Since UA has been the center of many villain events in the past few months, the solution that was brought to the table was to have the students live on school grounds in the dormitories. As a mission assigned by the principal, both Eraserhead and All Might went out to the residence of the students in order to convince the students' families to allow UA to have the students hosted in school dorms. As they were visiting the families, Eraserhead and All Might were surprised that the families were actually quite supportive of UA having the dormitory at school. Midoriya's mom was still as hesitant as in the anime about letting her son keep going to UA. But, as in the show, All Might gives a very sincere apology and vows to dictate his life to training Deku as his successor. This moves Deku's mom, and ends up agreeing that her son will be residing in the UA dorms. Meanwhile, in one of the Leagues of Villains headquarters, Shigaraki is devastated that he lost to All Might. He is seething with rage, but definitely has some new plans in mind that will make everything just. Especially getting payback on a certain brat. The next thing on the agenda is the provisional license exam. The students have now been situated into the dorms and have adjusted well. Eraserhead, along with other pro heroes, are going to aid the students in developing 2 new ultimate moves. This is to ensure that the students have a move that can allow them to get out of a sticky situation. Since Deku has not broken his limbs as much as in the original anime, he partakes developing an ultimate move for his arms and another for his legs. Once the students have developed their ultimate moves, they can adjust their costume by having the development studio develop an item that can help them execute their moves. Deku is able to master Texas Toe Smash, a burst attack with his arms, and a full cowling. He has also discovered more abilities he can do with his Sharingan. He has now figured out how to properly copy another person's fighting style, which helps him predict their next moves. He can also put his opponents under a trance, basically hypnotizing them to fight for him if they are mentally weak enough. The day finally arrives and the provisional license exam is about to be underway. Deku is excited as ever and hopes to pass so he can finally use his quirk without any legal restrictions to help people. Most of the provisional license exam occurs in the same manner as in the anime. Most of the other schools still consider UA the main target, given that they have a lot of intel on the students from the UA Sports Festival. The main objective of the test is to have the students place 3 targets on their bodies. The students who get all 3 of their targets touched by balls will be eliminated, and only the student who takes out the last target will get the point. Only the first 100 students to complete the objective will pass. The exam has begun, and at first, just like in the anime, the UA students stay together since Deku is able to rationalize the situation they are in. The students end up being split up by the quirk of one of the rivaling high schools. Everything plays out smoothly for Deku since he has been practicing every day since he was first informed of the exam. Deku also is confident since he not only has 2 new ultimate moves, but also his new Sharingan moves. Deku faces off against that one illusion quirk chick who is secretly Toga from the League of Villains. She originally uses the stolen quirk to make herself invisible and attempts to sneak up on Deku. However, since Deku has his Sharingan activated, he easily notices a mysterious presence approaching him, and he decides to retaliate with some genjutsu. As the chick approaches, she jumps at him to catch him off guard. However, seconds later, she bangs her head into a giant boulder. Now stunned, Deku uses his opportunity to get behind her and hold her down. The disguised Toga is obviously enjoying being taken down by her favorite hero and begins blushing, but then snaps back out of it as she knows she's in pretty bad spot. Deku doesn't know the true identity of this person, so he treats her like any other opponent and taps the buttons all over her body with his balls. Deku lets her go since she is eliminated, but the disguised Toga isn't there for any games, at least the ones Deku is fighting for. Her true intentions show, and she attempts to take Deku's blood. Deku, with his guard down, gets scratched by her, but he is finally able to realize why this girl feels so familiar. With his Sharingan, he recognizes the aura to be Toga from the League of Villains. However, by the time he puts 2 to 2 together, she is gone since she got what she needed, Deku's blood sample. Just as canon, the entire Class 1A passes the first part of the exam. Deku actually uses this time to inform the instructors about his findings. The news shocks them, and now they are on high alert and searching for the disguised villain. However, they choose not to cancel or release this information to everyone else as they don't want to cause panic and cancel the exam. So everything continues as normal. After a short break, the announcer lets the students know about the second portion of the exam, which consists of a search and rescue of bystanders. While the examinees wait for the test to begin, we still get the same interaction with the other Shiketsu students. We get to see the exchange between Todoroki and Inasa. The second part of the exam plays out as usual, with Gang Orca coming in the middle of the S&R to impede the heroes from saving the bystanders. We still get to see Todoroki and Inasa argue during their battle against Gang Orca, which causes Todoroki's fire to steer into the direction of one of the heroes who was trying to hold back the villains. This is where Deku comes in and saves him just in the nick of time, while yelling at the 2 hotheads who should not be arguing at a time like this. After dropping off Shindo, Deku is so pissed about the ignorance that he uses his Texas Toast Smash in combination with his full cowling to create a blast big enough to eliminate 75% of the oncoming attackers. This of course leaves everyone shook to see Deku's pure girth of power when he gets serious. Those that take special note are Todoroki, Insana, and Bakugo. Other than that mishap, everything else goes pretty smoothly and the provisional license exam has ended. The results of who has passed are the same as in canon. Deku is excited to see that all his hard work has finally paid off, and he is able to legally use his powers during an emergency. However, in the far distance, Bakugo is exploding with rage and anger. He can't believe a lowlife like Deku passed while he didn't. He just can't comprehend how Deku got to where he is now. He remembered him as a weakling without a quirk, and now he's racing to be the top hero in the world. The final interaction is fueling the fight that will decide the final fate between Deku and Bakugo, a fight that will reveal everything to the conflicting rivals. And that's where we're ending part 5 to What If Deku Was an Uchiha. Now guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button so we can knock out that 100 like goal. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon to stay up to date on all the weekly juicy what ifs coming to a theater near you. So without further ado guys, much love, Neon out.